Like, there's a rumor that like my boyfriend dumped me because my BBL stink. And it's just like, the way this be getting in, it can be. I don't know who made the rumors that BBL stink, but it's like, it doesn't fucking stink. Well, how would a BBL stink if you don't got no open wounds?
Do you talk about it with Stefan or no?
And no, we just be joking about it. Like, cause I heard you left me cause my BBL stink.
Brazilian butt lifts, or BBLs, have become one of the most talked about cosmetic procedures in the world. Celebrities, influencers, and everyday people have embraced the trend, turning it into a global beauty phenomenon. But lately, another conversation has been spreading online, a strange and controversial claim that some BBLs can develop an unusual smell. Some people say it's just internet gossip. Others insist there might actually be something behind it. So which is it? Fact or myth? Well, one woman recently shared her experience online, and what she revealed quickly went viral.
So in part one, I was telling y'all how my sit down ear was stinking real bad. And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume, because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. First I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that rot-eaten flesh. BBL stink, do you hear me? And it's not coming from the vagina or the beehole. It's coming from the incisions that they cut to inject the fluid and the fat in your butt, okay? There's people in the comments saying, oh, you wasn't washing up right. Come on, let's be real. It's coming out of the incision. It fucking stink. I don't care what y'all say. It stink. And if it's not healing properly and your body is rejecting it, the hole will remain open and the drainage will continue to come out and stink up your linen, stink up your underwear, stink up everything, okay? Now, my BBL been removed for the past 4 years. Only had it in for about a year, until it was stinking so bad I couldn't take it no more. I don't know if y'all wanted me to get on here and say BBL smell good, but they fucking stink. Stay away from them.
BBL stank, BBL stank. Let's talk about BBL stank real quick, okay? Because I just got a BBL almost 2 months ago now. Tell me why my sweat smells repulsive. Like, I never stank before. I shower every day. I have very good hygiene, but it's like immediately whenever I get out of the shower, I start sweating, even with deodorant on, and it is repulsive. Now, I know that this isn't really what they're talking about when they say BBL stank, because they say it like smells like rotting flesh, and that just sounds like an infection to me. But I am telling you that I smell like I stink, and I never stank before. So what my hypothesis is that maybe because your lymph nodes are like taking all that old fluid from still being swollen, and then you're sweating it out. Maybe that's it. I don't know. If anyone else knows, please let me know. It only makes sense that this is temporary, but please let me know, because this is my biggest fear. I'm so afraid of smelling.
Part one, story time on how I had to dismiss a client because her BBL was really smelly. Well, I do post-op care, and I take care of a lot of people. I've been doing it for years now. And I notice a lot of the girls, they do have, some type of odor here and there. But some of the odor isn't so bad, and some of them can get really extreme. Well, I had a girl come in. This was our first time working together. She called scheduled. I got her on the books. She came in, and I noticed that her walk-by wind was a little bit strong. But I'm thinking that, okay, it's just, maybe that's just when, maybe the smell, I just got a whiff or something. Well, she goes in. So she goes and I goes into the room and start getting her prepped up. And I noticed the closer I got, the stronger it got. So by the time I got on her, when I tell you that I had to literally jump back and I said, hey, baby, you're going to have to go home and wash up and come and reschedule. I can't provide any services to you today because I can't today. Well, she got so upset with me. Part 2 story time of how I had to cancel an appointment because my client had a smelly BBL. Okay, so after I said it, I was very nice about it. I was very nice with her about it. I said to her, hey, baby, I think, you're going to have to go home and shower. It was just she and I. It was just me and her in there. She says, she got really upset. She said, what do you mean? I said, baby, you're going to have to go home and shower and freshen up. And I said, I have some BBLA products that you can use that helps with that. Take some of this, take a kit of this, go home and use it. I don't want no motherfucking products. I'm straight. I'm like, baby, you do have this odor. You have the post-op odor, the BBL odor. So she said, well, we can't take baths. That's not my fault. What am I supposed to do? I need my service. So this went on for like minutes and minutes at a time. And I kept pleading with her. Can you just please, baby, I cannot work on you like this. It's not fair to me. And it's not fair to you because you're not going to get the quality of service that you deserve.
Y'all know that lady that's on here talking about how she got her BBL removed because it stinked? Let me tell y'all something, okay? Me being in the strip club, me being a dancer, you're around a lot of other girls. Some who just have horrible hygiene, and some, it be that motherfucking BBL, okay? Now, there was this girl that I used to work with or whatever. The first time I had ever danced with her, I had been smelling something. Like, I was looking around or whatever. Like, when you smell something, you're like, I know that ain't me. I didn't realize, like, who it was until I actually started to become cool with this girl. And every time she would go in the bathroom, use the bathroom, she would, like, of course, you're supposed to shut the door when you use the bathroom. But when she came out of the bathroom, she would shut the door, too. And she would be like, don't go in there. So I'm always thinking the bitch blowing it up, like, taking a shit, right? So there was one of the days that we were there, I'm doing my makeup in the bathroom, and she came and she was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, whatever. So me, like, I don't know, maybe I'm different, but if my homegirl doing her makeup in the bathroom, I'll come in and I gotta pee and that's it, I'll just pee. Like, not that big of a deal. And I was like, girl, go ahead. She was like, no, like, yeah. So I'm like, damn, she must got to shit again, y'all. So I come out, she pees, and she comes out fast. Not like it didn't take her shit time. It took pee time. You get what I'm saying? So when she came back out or whatever, she shut the door or whatever. She was like, just wait a second to go in there, whatever. But I'm doing my makeup, okay? We're on a time crunch. So I'm like, girl, just spray some air freshener or something. I got, like, I go grab my perfume. I go in there, I start spraying it. But then, like, I start calculating in my head. Oh, she, like, peed and it didn't smell like shit. Like, it smelled like ass, but not ass. Like, ass and I don't know how to explain it, y'all. I really don't. But I felt really bad because I don't really think that it was ever her personal hygiene. I really think it was her BBL. Some girls, their BBLs reject, okay? And so those incision holes that are around the BBL, right? It's like the stench can come from those. Even when they're shut, as it's rejecting it, it's like it's still oozing out a smell. Holes closed and everything, healed up. It was still like ooze out like a smell. When y'all be wanting to do these surgeries and stuff, y'all need to do all y'all's research, okay? Because if your skin declines to anything, you don't know what could happen after that. But I will tell you, there are some girls, I'm not saying no names, who got a little BBL smell.
All right, y'all. I want to talk about these goddamn BBLs. I have never smelled it until today. So I'm in line waiting on my food. I'm telling y'all this right here. I'm in line waiting on my food while I'm ordering. She came in with little bitty tiny waist so darn little. Hell, I am not a big person, but my waist ain't sucked up like that. So you know how they be looking like an ant. Y'all know, y'all get mad if y'all want to. I don't care. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you my experience and my experience only. You see this pole right here? So this is me. I'm the pole, and this is her. It's lunchtime. Now, baby, I wasn't down the whole twat or nothing like that. I'm standing back of her. But the odor did come up. And I'm letting y'all know right now, the BBL smells. Y'all can say maybe all BBLs don't smell. Maybe they tape y'all up or seal you or whatever they did. And maybe yours was done properly. And maybe the people that did it, that's smelling, and that tissue's not healing or developing, is because they probably went to a back door. Somebody got it done in during the garage. I don't know, but I just can't let you know. Yes, I found and smelled a goddamn BBL today. That's all I got to say. Y'all can hate all y'all want to. You can do whatever you want to. You can keep getting them BBLs, but you better go to the right doctor. But check out them BBLs. And if y'all don't get sold up right, you're going to be smelling like a rat. That's what she smelled, like, a dead rat. Because I was like, should I eat here? That's how foul the smell was. So y'all be mad all you want to.
BBL smell.
Oh my shit. You know what's so funny? Somebody said something about Cardi B's BBL smelling.
Well, new news.
Okay,
they stink.
Like what though? But like not
like
everybody.
Shit.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
Why?
It's a big fucking process. And then after that, you got to wear these like tight like like compression garments. Yep. And think about it, like you're oozing liquid and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
there's bags for that though that they take out.
Yeah.
Drain. Yeah.
But those garments like smell and they take in all the liquid and it's just
you
like
wash them.
Yeah, but you're really sore, so it's kind of hard for the to keep up with the upkeep of taking showers and stuff like that. So obviously you need more than one garment so you can change and wash.
Of course.
After recovery, the transferred fat can die. It doesn't mean that like your body's gonna take it. Yeah.
Okay.
So when it dies, it starts to want to like decompose itself and like leave your body.
Yes.
So that also smells. And the smell, imagine you smell like ass.
I mean, but I'm sure like it goes away. I'm sure like it's just like
yeah, it's definitely
healing.
at the beginning of healing.
Yeah.
That's probably worse, but I don't care. Even smelling like shit for a day. No.
The stories you've just heard are shocking, and yet they're only one side of the conversation. Not everyone agrees with what we've just heard. What some people describe challenges everything we've seen so far and offers insights that flips the whole narrative on its head. What do you think? Have you heard anything like this before? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
So this huge topic about BBL stinking, I can tell you personally, from my experience, I got 2 rounds, one in 2021 and the other in 2023, and I can tell you that BBLs do not stink. Okay, so the people that are saying that their BBLs stink, it's definitely because they have complications. Either they had illegal butt shots and their skin's rotting underneath, fat cells are rotting underneath, infection, or they're not cleaning themselves. That's the only reason why a BBL would stink, because mine don't. And I clean, I don't have any like issues or complications, nothing like that. But definitely, if you're experiencing a smell that's rotten, you might want to get that checked.
To the girl that got on here talking about how she had to get her BBL reduced because of a smell. Case in point, hold on. Because I ain't talking about nothing that I ain't motherfucking been through. You feel me? First of all, let me tell you something. Don't be discouraged about getting your body done because somebody said on the internet. Now, her case may have been different, but I don't have no smell. And I think that's another issue. It could have been a bacterial infection. I don't know. I'm not no motherfucking doctor. But that first week, you're going to be leaking blood and fluid. So I say for about a week or 2, you're going to be leaking. You're going to get massages. The liquid's going to come out. And it smells funny. I'm not going to lie. But baby, after about 3 to 4 weeks, that just stopped. That leaking should stop.
Hey, like, I have never had a fucking complaint. Okay, I got my shit done in 2021. I feel like this all just kind of boils down to personal hygiene habits because, like, the only way I can feel like, okay, there is some truth to it is during your healing process. Like I was trying to say, like, you don't know how your body's going to react. Like, you have to remember they're pumping fluids into your body. They're pumping fat into your body. You're secreting, you're sweating in areas that you normally weren't before. So your body is healing and it's getting used to, like, this new change. That's the only time I feel like it makes sense that there would be a healing process. I've never had a complaint ever. Okay, about no, I smell too good, bitch. Okay, and I know it. I have like my morning shower routine. I have my nighttime shower routine. In the summertime, I definitely shower multiple times through, like 2 to 3 times in one day. It's just so funny to me that people are saying that the BBL smell. I really think it just boils down to personal hygiene, and really them bitches have poor hygiene habits.
Let's talk about this BBLs situation that people are saying that the BBLs are smelling, that the women are. I feel like the first thing that we need to talk about is proper recovery. I remember when I first had my appointments with my doctor, one of the first thing he said to me was, you are not leaving until you are properly recovered. That means for my doctor, at least 14 days in recovery in Colombia. I had my mommy makeover in Colombia. When you have a procedure this big, even if it's just the BBL, not including a mommy makeover or an abdominoplasty, you need time to recover. You can't just go 3-4 days later and be at work. Like, that's not healthy. And I feel like one of the things that people need to talk about more is the proper time for recovery. Like, I'm not getting all this discourse about people smelling like BBLs, like BBLs have a particulars. I'm very confused. And I feel like the discourse we need to have is proper recovery and not just go to another country, get a BBL, and on the third day, just come home. Because that's not recovery. That's not proper recovery.
Up to this point, we've heard first-hand accounts. Some that claim that BBL has a noticeable smell, others insisting it's simply not their experience. The contrasting perspectives can be confusing, and it leaves one wondering what's really happening. After hearing these different perspectives, which side do you lean toward? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now, we turn to the professionals, the doctors who deal with BBLs every day, to shed light on what might actually be going on. Personal stories give us one view, but what do the experts say? Let's hear from the doctors themselves.
BBL smell. Let's talk about it. The BBL is a plastic surgery procedure popularized by Bim Barlashian, and it's otherwise known as the Brazilian butt lift. In essence, the plastic surgeons make the mountains around your anus go from this to this. But the smell, where does it come from? Actually, the smell only really happens while the person is recovering from the surgery. There's a lot more fluid being produced than normal, blood and sweat. And when these things get into the garments people are wearing, or they have gauze that's there for several hours, you start to get the funk. This does not necessarily mean they have an infection, but when the fluid and bacteria are marinating in there, it makes proper cleaning and frequent washing very important.
Do BBLs smell? I'm Dr. Frida, and here are 5 things to know. Number 1, BBLs can smell if you develop fat necrosis, which is when the fat tissue that's injected into your buttocks literally dies. So when you get a BBL, fat tissue is injected into your buttocks below the skin and above the muscle. Well, sometimes some of these fat cells die, and when they do, they can release cellular debris and toxins, which can produce a foul odor. So if you develop fat necrosis, your BBL can smell. Number 2, if you develop a bacterial infection, your BBL can smell. The BBL procedure takes place right near the area where you make your bowel movements, and so it is very possible for fecal matter to come in contact with the surgical wounds. If this happens, then you can develop a bacterial infection, which can produce a foul odor. Also, if the person performing your BBL is not using proper sterile technique, your BBL can smell. In other words, if the person performing the procedure is not using properly cleaned or sterilized materials, if they're not using sterilized instruments, if they're not using proper gloves, proper masks, then that person can actually introduce bacteria into your body. And if so, you can develop sepsis or an overwhelming bacterial infection. And yes, this can produce a foul odor, which makes your BBL smell. 3, if you have poor hygiene, your BBL can smell. After you get the BBL, then your buttock region will be larger than it was before. That's your point, right? That's the desired effect. Well, when this happens, you might sweat more than you used to in between your butt and underneath your buttocks. And if you're not using proper hygiene for this increased amount of sweating, yes, your BBL can smell. Number 4, no, most BBLs do not smell, and your BBL should not smell. If it does, you need to contact your physician immediately to make sure you don't have some type of a bacterial infection or sepsis or some other complication. You should also contact your physician if you have a high fever after your BBL. Also, if you have a chronic or persistent drainage, if you have leaking from your BBL for a long period of time, or if you have severe chronic pain. Number 5, bottom line, if you do choose to get a BBL, make sure that it is done by a board-certified plastic surgeon in an accredited facility. Yeah, you might save money if you go to an inexpensive place that cuts corners, but barato es caro. Cheap is expensive.
From what we've seen today, the stories around BBLs are as varied as the people sharing them. Some have smooth recoveries, while others face unexpected complications. They remind us there's no guarantee when it comes to altering your body. Remember, love yourself first. Your worth isn't in someone else's idea of beauty. If you're still considering a BBL, do it safely. Choose certified professionals. Never compromise care for price, and treat it as the serious medical procedure it is. Having seen people share their stories and listen to the experts, now is your turn to weigh in. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe for more insights on the stories shaping our culture.
Nadia, I've got an answer for you as to why BBLs smell, and that's why I'm wearing this mask. This is actually the newest product we've added to the OG Recovery store. This is for your husband or your boyfriend or your spouse after you've had a BBL. This will help them be able to sleep with you, to be able to tolerate the smell of a BBL. No, Nadia, BBLs do not smell. That's a myth. That was some clickbait that people come up with. But it's a pretty simple principle. If you don't wash down there, you're probably going to smell. If you do wash, you're not going to smell. But if you've had a BBL or not, it's not going to make a difference. You don't smell just because you've had a BBL. So that idea of smelling after having a BBL is totally false.